Set up real quick. Title removed. Why did you do that? Oh, there it is. Add title. Okay. Title added.
And of course, my lashes are not on point today. This bitch, like, I don't know what she did to my lashes this time, but. I never. My bad. Why am I live without knowing?
Oh my god. Okay.
My bitches.
Hey, bro. Okay, let me do this with the phone.
I love.
Is it still live?
No, it's just that I wanted to go again this week, so I brought them off. That's why.
Okay.
Truth.
We are now live. Lewis, can you see both of us okay? Because you know my phone is weird.
What Lewis is that? Corella?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Corella.
And now I can't see. Are we still even live?
We're live. You see the live button there?
Yeah, I just don't understand
It's
where.
not there anymore.
Oh, is that what happened?
I think so.
Okay.
Notes.
How can I tell? Hold on. Cancel.
Let me breathe it out.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing it's live and everything's normal.
I'll let you know right now.
Okay, thank you.
I don't see you.
Right? Hold on.
Do it again. Go on live and go live again.
And video. You
Okay. Dios mío, yo hablando.
Let's see, 13 views. Okay, hold on. Discard, media, discard. We're gonna try this again. Sorry, y'all, give us just a second to get this together. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, focus. Okay. Title.
Hey guys, happy Thursday.
Yes, thank you. Do that one. Thank you.
Wow, Shewa here gets our live on Instagram going. Excited to be back here. Excited to share some thoughts, talk about some topics. And yeah, we did not do a show last week. We, obviously, as we go through this journey of us doing the pop-up talk, different things come up and we realize different scenarios. So we thought it would be best for us to have like every 2 weeks maybe.
Yes.
Do the show just so we can get ready because we want to get a little bit more serious in the topics that we are talking about.
Okay.
And be a little bit more ready based on everything else that we have going on and give you the best of us. So
Ashe.
we decided to
Okay.
take a week in between for now, but that can change.
Okay. Hey, Joseph. Thanks
Hi.
for any. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have my glasses. Hello to everybody. Thank you for being here with us. Cheers, sis. You all know we got our vino. Oh, makes things better. So, just so you know, we have two setups here. One for live on YouTube and one for live on Instagram. So forgive us if we're not looking in your direction. Bear with us.
We're not staring into your eyes, sorry.
Yes. Look at this gut that's going to be gone in 6 weeks.
Yes. You can share.
I can. I'm very happy. So I started a challenge, a fat loss challenge, and we got 13 participants now. The pot is $1,300 to the winner.
If anybody wants to join the challenge, you have like 2 days to
Yeah.
hit us up so you can be part of this.
Yeah. So excited about that. I am obviously participating as well as hosting because I've had some things happen here. Got a little excited with the all kinds of food. I don't even know. But anyways, I'm gonna get back on my game.
It's time to get back to it because that happens. Sometimes we fall off the wagon and that's okay. It's
Yeah.
human behavior.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. My initiation in Africa.
She went on a trip.
I was
She
so spoiled, and I was on the mat for 3 days, completely being taken care of and spoiled. It was not allowed to move. So it was just like plates of food were coming my way, and I was like, "This is the life. Who needs to work out?" Yeah, don't listen to me.
Don't do that.
That was the
Yeah.
wrong Jaquetta speaking. So I'm trying to snap back into the more healthy mentality that keeps me going, keeps me energetic, and keeps my abs the way I like them. So
Yes.
it's all good.
And can we share, like my little chair here? This is like the cutest thing ever. I must share this. We are sitting on something. It's so comfy. This is what
She
we
loves the chairs, the meditation chairs. So anyways, on today's pop-up talk, we have so many fun topics, not necessarily today, but we've got a good lineup of things that we want to discuss with each other and share with you guys, get your feedback on. So excited to go live about these topics, and what's wrong?
Nothing else.
Oh.
Nothing else.
And get our juices going, get people thinking, including ourselves. Please know that we are.
Don't look, that's not.
Okay, so I forgot. We have a goal here. Okay,
Yes.
set up. So, see, because I forgot.
Don't look.
Sorry. Okay. I literally don't know what I just said.
We're talking about the topics and
The lineup. But I still don't know. It's okay. So I'm moving past that. But today the topic is going to be normalizing mediumship. If you're not completely certain what I mean by that, we are talking about the art form of working with spirit and what that means and how not to demonize it or criminalize it or judge, because those of us choose to tap into it and experience it and delve in it and support ourselves and other people with
be in
it.
touch with our psychic abilities that everybody technically has. We do come with this ability to this planet, and a lot of us dismiss it, ignore it, are
Right.
scared of it. But there's a lot of people that are in touch with it, a lot of people that practice it, a lot of people that do connect, and that's okay. We should not be like everything that she just said.
Yeah.
pointing fingers, judging, or thinking that they're weird or crazy, or in my case, judging them like, oh, they're probably making that up, or they probably want to make $1, or how can everybody be connected, or da 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 da. So I am guilty of that. And
Well, we did grow up in the era where it was the 1-800 numbers. Do you remember? Oh, I'm a little older than you. I forgot. I don't know if you remember. Like everybody was a psychic
yeah, I remember those
in like the
numbers.
very early 90s.
I remember as soon as I got my car and drove, I went to one of those palm reader places.
Okay.
I'm free. Let me go.
Yeah. So, but you're right. Here's the thing. Everybody does have the potential and capability to connect to source. Source is spirit. It's a spirit. So to be clear, if you're not aware, you, my friends, are literally, by your true self is a ball of energy. We are of the stars, okay? You are a ball of energy, and you are contained in this beautiful body, well, not my body, but your body, that allows you to have a human experience here on Earth.
Yes.
This is basically your avatar suit, your astronaut suit, to be able to inhabit the atmosphere of Earth. I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
Yeah, to be able to survive here, right? 'Cause, I mean,
that's it.
yeah.
It's funny how people always want to go to the moon and do these things, and it's like you're already in an astronaut suit. You're already like having this experience that you're trying to go elsewhere and have. You're doing it right now. Experience it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so the problem is when we deny who we are, which is energy, which is light, which is spirit, you are like screwing up yourself for
Block all of
most-
that, yeah, all
you-
of that stuff from being.
when you deny yourself of who you are, then who are you? Like, what are you doing? You're living a complete lie, and in that it's just going to manifest more lies until you just continue to lose yourself and you're buried in just, I don't know, someone else's experience. I don't even know. So this is why this subject is important to me, especially as, like we said, we talked on many of the other episodes about initiating 3 is about getting back to the core of who you are. We got to understand that the core of who we are is energy. Point blank, period. And once you embrace that, good Lord, watch everything open for you. You got to ask yourself, if you are a person that's scared of spirit, why? Why do you demonize or criminalize that part of yourself? Could it be trauma from another lifetime? Maybe in another lifetime you weren't the human experience having person that you wanted to be. That's okay, because again, we get many chances as we want to elevate and evolve or whatever. It's not about beating ourselves up. We get to recognize, we get to acknowledge, and we get to learn from it and move forward. But denying ourselves of who we are is just unhealthy. Like, it's damn near crazy. It is crazy. I want to give an example of my oldest son. When I remember one time I had to take him to the doctor. He was feeling ill. And it was the forms that you have to fill out, especially if you're a new patient. And one of the questions was, do you hear voices? So us living our truth, my son, and at that time I think he was 16 or 17. He's like, this is what we do. He marked yes, not thinking anything of it. We get this visit. We're like sitting there like extra long for some reason. I'm like, what's going on? A social worker comes in and is like, hi, I'm social worker so-and-so, and I'm in here based on what your son completed on his form. Because of course I let him complete his form because he's damn near a grown man. He knows what's going on with him. So, and he just was literally explaining in detail what was going on with him and being honest about what his experiences are without thinking that anyone was going to berate him about it, right? So the lady comes in and she says that because of what he checked on his form, that she was asked to come in and do an assessment on him. And I was like, so pause what you got. This is what me and my family do. We all hear voices. And we answer the voices, we talk to the voices, we give the voices food and shit. So I'm like, he has been taught to be free to commune with the spirits, and that is what it is. I keep forgetting to look in both directions. So she fell back. Like, I was so convicted in how my family operates, and I was just like, you're not gonna make us feel like we're crazy, and you're not gonna make my son feel like he needs to be committed because he's living his truth. So she fell back. That was that. But it troubles me that when you are living your truth and you explain to people like, yeah, so I have this ability, or not that I just have this ability, because we all do, like we said earlier, but I embrace this ability.
I have developed this ability and I'm in touch with it, and
like you said, I continue to develop it, whatever, and people are like, oh, so you might have an issue. One of the things that we were talking about was, and again, I am no medical doctor, I am no psychologist, I don't have a degree in shit, okay? But for some reason, people with schizophrenia, right, really like speak to my heart, because I believe that what is going on with them is they are just having a battle of the body, I'll say. I feel like there are multiple spirits trying to inhabit the same astronaut suit or the body at one time, and that gets to be reconciled. Now, this, I don't know your experience in dealing with spirits. So anything you have to say, I'd be learning right here.
Yeah.
But like what I was about to say is, I know I have seen some things. Okay, like I have seen some very phenomenal things when it comes to embracing everything that this universe offers. Okay? And that is why I am 99.9% sure that is what's happening in these cases. Okay, tell me.
No, go.
What, you fine. Okay. So, I would love, like one of the things that I would love to do, because as you guys know, I'm a diviner. And I do Orisha ceremonies, I do egg-based ceremonies, I work with Egungun, I work with all forms of spirit. I would love the opportunity to speak with somebody and work with somebody who is looking for an alternative method of medicine or healing that has played with this, and maybe whatever the Western medicine has done for them and isn't helping. I would love the opportunity to be able to work with somebody like that, do initiations to them, and see what happens. Yeah, but I think it gets to be investigated, and this is why I love Ifa, or just any type of practice that's outside of Western philosophy. We get to embrace these other ways of life and philosophies, and see if it resonates with us, and if it's something that we want to try without being penalized for it or talked about.
Yeah.
What is it? I feel like that's so juicy.
Well, I do have a question here that I would like for you to address.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I feel like it's so hard to get connected with that when you live in fear, when you're not in the present, when you're too worried about the past or the future, and you don't really get to have the connection with your higher self. So like you asked me, what was my experience? My experience has been very little because I think I've always had that blockage, right? I didn't think everybody had the ability, and I thought it was only a certain amount of people. And I remember when my Reiki master told me, or did the class, everybody has psychic abilities. And I was like, oh my gosh, for real? Like, yes. Okay, thank you so much for doing that. So I feel like now because I'm open, I can have a little bit.
Not can, you've been
Exactly.
doing it.
Yes, for sure. So let me ask you this. How do we explain to the initiated the difference between spiritual, enlightened, and mental disabilities? This is the biggest argument I found personally with the most when trying to explain it.
Okay, between spiritual
enlightenment, and mental disabilities.
Okay, so I'm going to try to answer this to the best of my ability. In my thinking that I understand your question. Where are you going now?
No, yeah. Lewis said depends on the definition of your mental disabilities, just in case that helps.
Okay, so spiritual enlightenment is period, point blank, period, you living your best existence. If you are, and in living your best existence, you're not harming yourself and you're not harming anybody. Like, you're just rocking out your existence. Now, your best possibility may be different than somebody else. Let me see if I can think of an example. Like, there's some people who like to live off grid. Are you familiar with that? Off grid. They don't want to have anything to do with, like, I have a house with electricity and plumbing, all the amenities or whatever. There are some,
and all the help that you can get.
All the help, yes.
There's other people that don't even have
there are some people, right, they prefer to live off grid so they don't have to pay for any utilities. They don't want to have to deal with society. Like, they're more, I'm going to say hermited for a lack of better words. And that makes them so happy. Now, who they hurting, right? What is the problem if they want to live off grid and if they want to hunt for their food and do whatever else? It may not be my taste or my preference, but I certainly can't judge this person and call them off their rocker, right? And say they have a mental illness or whatever if they are living their best life. So I say that to say, what I just described is a way of living, but that's what spiritual enlightenment is. It is, to be enlightened is to be living your best life, right?
What makes you happy?
This is so.
You just decide to live up to all the standards and with all this.
And in your way, to the dance and the beat of your own drum, doing what the fuck you do, and not worrying about what anyone else got going on. But that's what I'm saying. As long as you are not hurting yourself and you are not hurting anyone else, there is no problem. There is no mental illness. That is enlightenment. That is freedom. Can we say freedom? Like,
I want to make a new song. Freedom for life. But the mental disabilities, though, the people that are actual mental disabled.
So, Joseph, if you can, let me see. Joseph, if you can ask me what you mean by mental disability. And Louis, I know you said it depended on the mental disability. So, like I said, mental disabilities I'm aware of. There's depression, there's schizophrenia, there's bipolar disorder. Again, I am not a doctor. So.
What about Down syndrome? Is that how does that?
That's more of a chromosomal development.
Yeah,
I don't, so it's not a mental disability, but it's considered a disability.
A disability.
Yeah. So the mental ones, again, that I know about are, like I said, the depression, the chronic depression, the schizophrenia, the bipolar, and from what I understand about bipolar disorder is it's a chemical thing. Again, it is my very limited understanding, but it is something that I would still like, as a priestess of Ifa and Orisha, to investigate as well. Because that is Western philosophy's scientific definition of what's going on. Again, my understanding. But because I also know that we are energy and spirit, I would like to work with balancing that energy to see what's going on.
And your alignment, right?
Right. So
see what your mindset is at
and it doesn't even have to be one or the other. I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying is, why is it that these people who have been labeled with these mental disabilities don't get the opportunity? Why aren't Western doctors saying, so we should do this and couple it with something else? Like we need to be free to explore all options without persecution. Give me 1 second, sis. I'll be right. Okay. Oh wait, narcissistic. Thank you, Tata. Yes, narcissistic behavior is a mental disorder. Yeah. So, I would still say that's an energy thing, and I feel like that is Okay, thanks, bro. I feel like that narcissistic disorder is definitely like you are a character that has done this for many lifetimes. And you need to be reminded that you've done this for many lifetimes, and this may be your last opportunity to correct it.
Yeah.
Because there are limits.
Yeah.
There are limits to how many lives you can live doing the full.
I know I wanted to come to this life to do nothing. That was my mindset when I grew up. I'm like, can I just relax and do nothing in this life? I don't know exactly what I did in my other lifetime, but I feel like I was just put here to chill. And then, I came here to do shit. Wake up call.
Yes. Listen, I know I've been asked many times, like, why, and it's horrible, forgive me family, but I'm just like, why was I born into this family? And Paris Hilton got the Hilton family.
Yeah.
Like,
when you choose before you come, I was definitely drunk. Late I love my family. But obviously I would have picked Chris.
No.
Chris better.
I am clear why I chose my family, because my mom and dad are the type of human beings that I needed to come through in order for me to be the human being that I am sitting before you being as today. Like, they gave me all of the characteristic traits that I needed to rock my shit out.
Yeah.
So
if I would have been
thank you, mom and dad.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
We needed that experience. We needed those parents to be and to get to where we wanted to get, and to be able to navigate through this life, to really, overcoming all the things that we need to overcome, whether it's the past life trauma or create new trauma, and see how you deal with it and all of that stuff. So I'm really glad I picked my parents.
Yes, my mom, definitely her stubbornness is what I needed to. I don't care what the family thinks of me. I'm gonna go do my thing. I sure am going to Africa, and my dad's nomadic shit is what got me. I'm always on the go. Like, I can't sit still. I gotta go. I gotta move. I get that. Like, I needed that in order to do what I gotta do. One of the other things is we wanted to talk about for our children. Like, I grew up on horror movies. I don't know if you like horror movies.
I love
Oh my god. No. Still my thing. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know so much.
I love them. And especially like the ones that are demonic, when it's dealing with spirits or...
I used to like to be scared, but now I like to be pleased. So it's like, I don't know if I like the horror movies anymore to be that. But yeah, it was my favorite.
So I like it, and I love them. And it's funny because we grew up to fear spirits, right? Like, that is what we've been taught to do, whether it's by way of movies or religious organizations or whatever the case may be. So it's funny because, like, in my house, like, I will bust open a seance, or I will summon all the spirits. Okay, Tristan be hanging on for like, hey, wow, wait a minute. I'm like, we're not doing this. I gotta get you acclimated, just so you know, because Tristan wasn't with us for some time. And so when he came back to us, it's like, buddy, I need you to understand this is what we do in this house. Like, and it's what he does. Like, he's naturally a genius at it, and he's just like scared of embracing that side of him.
Example.
Yes. So I want him. I cannot have my son thinking that it's not okay for him to be him and to be afraid of that side of him, because again, that is damn near insanity to deny yourself of who you are. Now we get to teach our kids how to manage it. We don't, and I'm not telling, like, with Tristan, it's not like you gotta like it, you gotta love it, but it doesn't go, you don't want to subdue that part of yourself, because you will drive yourself crazy. You have the potential to do that. So you need to learn how to manage it, and that's my jam. So something interesting happened with the baby boy. So my sister has watched May since he was 6 months, right? Like 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
She's been his life. I said that wrong. Okay. And then, so, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
You heard that, Louis? You know I'm gonna throw
So a couple weeks ago, I was putting Mace to bed, and my sister and my brother Louis were in the back. And everyone was showing. Chris was out there too, I believe. Everyone was showing, whatever. I was putting the baby to bed, and I'm trying to get him to sleep. And he's got, like, you know how you cry, but you're not like crying, like tears are just rolling down your face? And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, this was a expression from him I'd never witnessed before. There's a hungry cry, there's a I'm tired cry, there's a I'm annoyed cry. This was straight fear and sadness. And I was like, when you see, like, it looked like he was mourning. It felt like he was mourning in my arms. So at first I was like freaking out as a mom, and I'm like, because then he started crying and trying to suck it in, just like, and he just was, his lips were quivering, and he was putting his head in, like, he was mourning.
He was like holding his
So
emotions in as well.
I was like, okay, let me put mom aside, I need to tap into empathy. And I was like, and so when I felt him, again, for sure mourning, and I was like, I sensed Fanisimi, my sister, was on his mind. I said, do you want to go see Titi Fanisimi? And he pointed because he knew that she was outside. And he stopped crying and was like, take me to her. So I got up and then he started crying again. So I said, do you want to see T.O. Lewis? And he shook his head yes. I was like, okay, let's go. So we go outside and he sees her, because I think Lewis picked him up first. And he sees her and he just like, again, mourning.
Yep.
So I said it. I was like, do you want me to go to E5? I'm asking Maze. And he didn't say anything. There was no response. And I thought I was bugging. I doubted myself. And so thankfully for my brother, once we got Maze calmed down, because once I said I was going to E5, he calmed down. Once I finally decided, Lewis was like, sis, you need to go check with E5 to see what's going on. I decided it. Then Chris took Maze.
And he was fine.
He was fine. He went to sleep. Sure as shit, there was some stuff going on with my sister. Like, big, dire. We had to move quick. Had to call our Luo, tap his ass in, or tag his ass in, and sorry, we were tag his ass in, and he took care of her. But we got that message from the youngest member of our family, who's closest to a room still. He just came from there.
He's not even 2 yet. So
he's not even 2, yeah. So of course he's connected to Source in such a huge way without the pressure of not being free to be himself. So he just allowed himself to feel it, because that's what he's free to do. And he rocked it out and basically saved his auntie's life. So, hell yeah, we need to teach our kids that mediumship and dealing with spirit, acknowledging that you are a spirit, and embracing all of that is safe, it's healthy, and it's normal. And really okay. We need to teach our kids to not be afraid of it. Another thing is, we have to understand that there are different realms and different planes on Earth. Okay? One of my favorite shows, 2 of my favorite shows, Star Trek, Star Wars. More Star Trek than Star Wars.
I don't know any word, different modalities.
Okay. So it's like, we get to acknowledge that there's different entities, different looking entities that may not look humanoid or whatever that are on this plane. Doesn't mean that they're evil. Like, again, we have 801 Irumale, we have Orisha, we have like all kinds of things walking around on this plane, and we have those of us who can travel between planes and off of Earth. So you're gonna see some stuff, but that doesn't mean that you need to be afraid of different. Like,
and again, judge others because they're sharing an experience of what they are embracing or what they're okay with.
Right. That's like
away to the other side of town.
Right. It's no different than, when we say, well, this is beautiful, but this is not. That's just not acceptable. And at some point, as spirits, as beings, we need to get out of this judging, you must be just like me mentality. Because where is the love? Where is the camaraderie? Where is the embracing of an experience that everybody gets to participate in?
Where is the acceptance of each other?
Where is the acceptance? Like, if
the world is lacking a lot nowadays.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, like, again, if you came here to have a human experience, you have to remember that you came here to have it with other people that may be like you. And when you find them, you're going to recognize them. And then you get to have the joy of meeting people not like you. Embrace that shit too, right?
Yeah. Have the experience, learn the lesson, be open.
Ashe.
Accept others the way that they are. And I know the whole wording thing, respect.
Yeah.
Because why not? Why do we all have to be the same or have the same mentality?
Why do we all want to be the same? Where did we get that from, that we all need to be in this cookie cutter box? And, just because we have the desire to be, what's the word? Like, I do like when I meet somebody and we share a likeness, a chemistry. Like, that does feel good. But that doesn't mean that has to be the only thing that feels good. You get to be open to other feelings.
And sometimes you meet people and you don't feel that, what is that word that you just said?
The connection?
Not a connection, because you can have a connection, that common thing that you.
Oh, the commonality, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then later on, you might see it. So by you being close and not being open and accepting of people, you might miss out on that too. Because
Yeah.
not everybody shows their true colors on the first thing. I don't really like this whole thing, first impression, kind of like gives it all out. Like, no, I have my first impression on many occasions have been crappy. And then I come with my second and third, and they're like, oh wow. So,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't know. There was something I gotta read up on it from another show, for the next show. I learned about this really cool thing that I learned from Nikki actually. I think it's called a walk-in. It's either a walk-in or a walk-on. The way it was described to me is that there are some instances where your spirit made a contract with another spirit to share the same body. So,
Oh wow.
so it's funny because when she said it, like again, I don't want to get into it right now because it's a little personal, but I literally turned my back around. I'm like, I need 5 minutes to like just meditate and like with that soaking.
Cheers to Nikki.
cracking up. She's amazing.
Master.
Yes. So what I was gonna say is the walk-on. It's funny because we'll be like when we're taking a picture, this is my side, right? You gotta wonder, why are you saying that? Why are we saying this is my side? Who's on the other side?
That other lady that doesn't look as good as when I'm on this side. It's like, hey.
It's like clearly we must be saying we identify with
the
the
right
face
the
or
left.
the right or the
Yeah.
face or the right. What am I saying? I'm tired. I need sleep. So, anyways, I think we covered everything.
We covered everything. So at the end of the day, we just want you. We want to invite you guys not only to the challenge that we mentioned at the beginning,
Yeah.
but to open up and be open to have this connection and receive it. And if not, if you don't want to have it, because you don't have to do everything on this lifetime. Be okay with others doing it and support them and not judge them. And I mean, maybe you don't have to do anything for them, but again, don't run away.
Yeah.
I know a few people.
Don't make us feel as if we're
Some being so goddamn judgmental
yeah.
at the end of the
Don't
day.
make us feel as if we're sick, there's something wrong with us, we need help because we're not like you. Like, it's okay to be different and it's okay to embrace what you're denying.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you want to deny, we get to surrender to your denying, but we're just asking to be accepted without persecution or labels of mental illness.
Yeah. And be open to learning more and, I don't know, doing something that aligns you with your higher self. Why not?
Okay,
So that was exciting.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy this topic. I think next week, to keep in mind with this, we're going to talk about Babalaos and Ianifas, those initiated to Ifa and going into possession.
So if anybody is in the field or has experience or is against it or has any opinions or beliefs, send them to us so we can definitely tackle those questions or comments. And yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be juicy. Love you guys. Have a safe and healthy and happy day.
Happy weekend.